Hello there, folks. How's it going? It's 5 minutes early, but yeah, we're here. You're here. I'm here. Let's do it. Let's just adjust the music volume so it's a little less. There we go. A little less imposing. Not that such high quality songs don't deserve to be blasted out at full whack, but anyway, here we are. So today's stream is going to be another, well, let's say like progress update on what we're up to with the Dark Heresy project. Big Boss is busy working in the corner over on all sorts of things, really. He's been making classes and races in terms of stats and skills, progression trees, etc. I really look forward to seeing his final product. Really looking forward to that. So we're going to have a lot of progression ready for our characters to get into, and that's left me with some tables to do. I've been generating weapons, and I've come up with a solution actually that I'm particularly pleased with. I have to say, very pleased in fact. Let's right. We got a character here called Actor. Actor is going to be given. Here's all of my auto guns. Wonderful. So we're going to take our trapping. There's just elite auto pistol. Let's give you a little demonstration on how the weapons are working. So if we go with an auto gun, Armageddon pattern, semi-auto, single auto, I'm going to make life easier. We'll equip the weapon for until we go single shot. And now we can see that it is precise. So the weapon gains is easy to get on target, gaining a bonus of +1 SL to any successful test when attacking. So basically, if you hit, it's going to be a slightly better hit than it would have been otherwise. I'm somewhat tempted to change that to accurate, but it's so easy to hit anyway. We'll see. Or we can have a semi-auto, which is... Ooh, why is practical crossed out? Apparently it doesn't like being practical. We also have full auto. It doesn't actually tell you the flaws. Very interesting. So full auto actually has some flaws, and so does semi-auto. So here's the full list. So we have rate of fire 1, reload 2, imprecise, and dangerous. This is for full auto. So, hey, Big Boss, speak of the devil, how's it going, bud? So this is currently an example of how one would be using a ranged weapon within my combat system. Let's just roll a couple dice because it's going to be way easier than explaining it. We'll go full auto, we will click on the range, and we'll say that this character is shooting at 10 to 45 yards, and therefore the modifier is already there. We don't need to click anything else. Maybe a couple of other situationals, like, okay, maybe the target's staying still, or maybe this character's taken an aim function, so they'll shoot. Okay, there we go. So you rate of fire 1, and now what that will mean is that they get an additional hit for every 1 SL. So lower is better with rate of fire. So we would actually have 4 additional hits, which is pretty nuts. So that would be 4 lots of 11 damage. Each one would just simply be applied by right click and apply damage once you've targeted the token, etc. And you can see special, single, semi, or full auto. That's basically... It has to show there, but there you go. It doesn't actually show you the negatives that come with it. So it is actually technically dangerous at the moment. So I think if I do this... okay. We may have to... rethink this slightly. Oh, no. Special ammo. Special ammo. Rate of fire. Oh, God knows. Special ammo. Offhand. Okay. So here's something I didn't know, which I've just literally discovered now. Hello, Mr. Snow. Is that qualities of ammo don't seem to apply to the weapon, which has basically just fucked everything up. Oh no. So you see here I've got the flaws of full auto being dangerous, imprecise, reload 2, which is fine until I select it and it doesn't do anything. So that kind of sucks. Just let's make sure we've got the right one, I guess. 4 full auto rounds, there we go. Full auto. Okay, so it's doing that, but it's not giving it the dangerous quality. So we're not having... This doesn't seem to have flaws attached. Okay, so I may have to go back to one of my previous plans, which is create several iterations of each weapon for each of its fire modes, and someone would have to drag and drop each of them and effectively equip all of them simultaneously and fire each one independently. It's just a bit more work. It's not the end of the world, but live edit makes brains have pains. It was going so well until it wasn't, because it only adds... Yeah, it adds qualities and not flaws. So if I go semi-auto and I click this and roll a test, it hasn't added any flaws at all. There's no flaws listed. So that's very interesting. So, good lord. Okay, so we have to do a workaround for this. I'll ask Mooman and just see if you can give ammo flaws somehow, but it doesn't look like you can. Although you're allowed to, but you can't, it seems like you can't. So as an example, if we go to semi-auto here, edit, effects... Nope, flaws imprecise should be what it has. So semi-auto, if we go combat, yeah, so it's not practical. Why is it practical? Oh, it's because it's the Armageddon pattern. Does practical ignore all of the flaws? Maybe it does. So we'll try another weapon just to be thorough here. Okay, we'll get this. So we were making progress until today. I will combine these systems. May require a background edit. Yeah. I mean, it's possible, because if none of them actually have flaws, it might have just fucked everything up. So single. Okay, single works. Precise repeater. Semi is repeater, but it just says special ammo. Okay, and that's rate of fire too, but it doesn't have any flaws. That kind of sucks. So flaws have to be on the weapon, not on the ammo, by the looks of it, unless I roll semi-auto here. Yeah, no, genuinely it would seem that I'll have to redo my armory and basically create a different iteration of each, unless I can convince Mooman that flaws need to be implemented on ammo as well, because they don't work. But we'll chat with Mooman about that. Everything's fine. I guess what we'll do with today, instead of me making a bunch of items that I might end up having to delete because the system just might not work the way I think it will currently, we'll create some crit tables. We'll create crit tables because I think that's going to be way easier and less stressful, and I'm going to actually have to go back to the drawing board on this, because I was really happy that I have this system. And I was like, yeah, that's amazing. It's a really good system. Yeah, well, it's not anymore, is it? It's basically, it's not anymore. I tell you what, though, it does at least do qualities, and it does always at least tell you your rate of fire, special ammo rate of fire too. So, yeah, it's really interesting, though, that the trapping for full auto... Ah, okay. Okay, so there are flaws with ammo in the new Up in Arms. Okay, so that may well save me, because maybe I'm doing something wrong here. But yeah, no, this is in flaws, and it's just not there. I can understand why Reload 2 might not work in ammo, but it's kind of like, well, some ammo might be harder to reload than other ammo, so it doesn't seem too impractical to me. But some ammo might be less precise than others. It might be more of like an inconsistent projectile compared to another projectile that might have a truer trajectory. So, and some ammo might be dangerous, and whereas others wouldn't. So I think I'm well within my rights here to say that we should have flaws. We should have flaws attached. Okay, so We can create items and armor, though. That can be done. Should we create some armor in the meantime? We'll get rid of 40k guns, and we can delete some of these because, well, simply we don't need them. Goodbye, farewell. Semi-auto stub gun. Goodbye. Semi-auto stub gun. Copy cum. Gundam. Goodbye. Yeah, we'll just get rid of all of this. I need to figure out guns, but I can do armor at least. So, let's create some armors. Let's open up my giant, absolutely mahoosive spreadsheet. The spreadsheet of doom. Now, you can't see it on your screen, so I'm going to bring it on over. And... doink. It'll be here in a moment, don't worry. There you go. Giant spreadsheet. We'll get rid of excessive windows that we don't need. There we go. Okay. Windows are all closed, and now we can go to armor primitive. There we go. Wunderbar. Do we need primitive? I guess we do, don't we? Yeah, we do. We do. Fair enough. Okay. So we're going to create an item. We're going to go with... oh, what are we going to go with? Just bracers. I guess we'll just go with... we'll call them bracers, and they'll just be... like crude shit, basically. Crude Under Armour bracers. Okay, and they will be not in a folder, they will be of their own. And description, bracers, I think it's fairly self-explanatory. So, in terms of armour type, I have to kind of select a category here. I'm going to go with a layered system, same as before, so... what I was wondering about is going with leather being the dermal level of protection. So you can have subdermal implants, you can have yada yada yada, you can have all sorts. Mail being stuff like Carapace or Flak armor. No, sorry, that mail being the flexible stuff you would put over the top. So like a... leathers, etc., and then plate being the final layer on top, because I think I just need to rename these three to be like skin level over the skin suit and then metallic layer on top. And so it's going to be a little different to the fantasy system, but it allows it to stack a little bit better. So I think we go with soft well, technically this will actually be in the male category, but that's fine. Left arm, we'll go with 1 point of armor for each, because this is just basic, primitive, metallic bracers that a ganger might be sporting. And no penalties, qualities, flaws. Sure, we'll give them some ugly and shoddy, and that will do for now. I don't think they'll have anything else, so we'll make these. We could have various types of bracers. Some could be ugly and shoddy, some could be shoddy and ugly. You know, we could have a bracer farm. So that's kind of it for now. It's very simple. There you go, we've created bracers. And one other thing we should probably make is a folder. 40k AP. Okay, so we're going to have armor. And we're going to go with dermal. Okay, so let's do the dermal stuff first, actually. So dermal, we're going to create... what are we going to create? We're going to create some dermal armor. Some subskin armor. Name subskin arms? Sure. There you go. Left and... Is it 1 for subskin armor? I might actually have to look in the cybernetics for that. Let's have a look. Clothing, personal items. Where's cybernetics? Cybernetics. Bionics. Some of the bionics add some as well, which is kind of cool. Subskin, alphabetical. We'll do them as separate. Subskin armor. It says none. It's either going to be 2 or 1, so I guess it then comes down to what are some of the other armors like. So if we go for... Oh, you have armor upgrades as well. Marvellous. Oh, wow, and you can have ceramite coatings to add 3 points of armor in a particular area. That's kind of cool. Armor primitive. So primitive armor is generally value 1, including gang leathers. Armor flak is AP 2. I don't think subskin would be level with armor 2. I reckon it would be armor 1. Body glove. Yeah. Blur suit, body glove, mask. What do you guys think? For subdermal implants. Now, let's go with armor 2. It's going to be kind of hideously ugly, but it'll be expensive as well, so you're going to have to be augmented. And floors, it's going to be bulky, I guess, because you know it's going to be a little bit weighty. Soft leather, yep, that'll be underneath. Availability, it's kind of irrelevant because I don't know what my financial system in this is going to be like. We'll go with 1, so that will basically be subskin, arms. Okay, we'll have these all as being separate as well, so it's just going to make things a little bit more interesting. Duplicate, subskin, cranium. Should we go with cranium or subskin head? No, we'll go with cranium. Okay, this is the most exciting stream in the world. And yeah, it's going to be bulky, same as always. So if I click on cranium, I wonder if we load up our character here, if this actually flies. Let's have a look. If we get rid of this. Okay, so they're on 0 out of 4. They've got armor and they've got cranium. Okay, so they don't weigh anything. So giving bulky doesn't seem to actually do anything. I might as well just make them heavier. So that's fine. We can just make it encumbrance 2. I guess that seems to... Okay, so we're going to make some of this shit fairly tough to actually carry. I mean, it is under the skin, but... yeah, it's also metal. Anyone know why you can't load Foundry? When you click Access Game through the Forge, it doesn't go further. I can't say I've reached that problem. You need to launch the game. I'm trying to think of how I do it. I just go click Foundry after I've installed the game. And you create a world and then you just launch the world. I would ask in Mooman server. Someone will be more helpful there, because I can't turn this into a Q&A really. Torso. Kind of upset about the weapons not working. Do we go with 3 encumbrance here? Chest. Body 3. No, we'll go with body 2, head 0. That seems like it might be a little bit heavy though. You know what? I think we can make the arms lighter. It just seems a bit excessive, because otherwise it's just going to kill someone's weight. The torso we will add, and the legs will add. So, there we go. Subskin. Legs. Okay. 0. I mean, legs are heavy, so this makes sense to me. What other penalties can you have? That's kind of cool. Practical, lightweight, fine, durable, impenetrable. And there's some pretty cool stuff there. So we've got torso, legs, cranium, arms. I like that. I'm just going to run to the toilet real quick, guys, because I also need a can of beer. So I'll leave you to look at something really interesting in the meantime. Let's go with... what are we going to do next? I guess we'll actually start going through the primitive armour. So I'll let you guys start pondering, and we'll create our layer that goes on top. And I guess actually we can create some of the cybernetics within the dermal layer to give that extra layer of protection too. Apologies. You right, Thorg? Hey, Vild, how's it going, guys? Good to see you all. Welcome. So we've kind of had a little bit of a weapon snag. It turns out that you can't have flaws on ammunition, so we're having to do a little bit of a think around. Where is my music? We just want a quiet bit right now. Okay, fine. We're back. So, plan is basically that I'll be making armour instead. So we're going to go for regular armour of... So we've done dermal. We're going to just create... primitive. Let's add the rest of the layers. There we go. Primitive. And we're going to create bracers. And these will just be like generic bracers. They could be of many different makes and many different people. Details. These will be 1 armor point each. The encumbrance will be 1, so we'll go down to 0. And we don't need flaws at the moment. I think we'll keep it as just simply, these are bracers. Insert your fluff here. Arms, body and legs for ganger leathers. Yeah, I like that. Ganger leathers. And we'll go with armor primitive. We actually need these to be male, don't we? Because I want these to be the second category. So technically you could wear these underneath other things. So we'll go with male. So you can wear them under all the heavy stuff, basically. Stellaratoire. Power me. Okay, ganger leathers. Male, we're going to go with arm, body. Will that do? Oh, legs as well, apparently. But everything is except for the head. Flaws being... You look like a ganger. Okay. We'll get rid of these. Ganger braces. Beast furs. Ooh, very nice. Okay. I like a beast fur. It makes not a lot of sense that a beast fur is armor point 2. In the game it gives it the primitive quality, but I don't really have that. I can have a look and see if I've got something similar. So, beast fur... Encumbrance 2 we can go with at least. And this is... Where is this? Where is the beast fur? Just on the body. Okay. So we'll try 2 armor points. And we'll put this as the second layer. Floor-wise, weak points. How about that? So it's going to be easier. Partial and weak points. I can't remember the damn difference, so let's load up our actor here. Give them some beast fur. Tell me more about these effects, please. Subskin. Okay, subskin is equipped. Beast fur equip. Let's go. Weak points is... The armor has more weak points, and something can basically slip through. If your opponent has a weapon with the impale and scores a critical, the AP of your armor is ignored. I haven't given everything impale in mind, so it doesn't seem particularly useful. So let's have a check on partial. The armor does not cover the entire hit location. An opponent that rolls an even number to hit or rolls a critical hit ignores the partial armor. I mean, it feels like the same could be said for leather, though, so it seems overly punishing to say, oh, well, leathers are more comprehensive than beast furs, so I think we'll probably edit this to make it... maybe we just go with bulky, honestly. Maybe we go with bulky and unreliable. If you fail a test, it's more likely to you suffer more damage. Something. We'll go with unreliable, because I have a feeling what that will mean is if you fail a defensive roll, you will take... well, it'll reduce damage by 1 instead of 2, and if you pass, it'll reduce it by 1, which seems fine. Yeah, fuck it. You know what? I don't like either of those. Let's keep it simple. I'm reducing your armor to 1 for just furs. There you go. You have been balanced. Hydra has confirmed. So we've got bone armor. Okay, just general bone. Okay, I think I'm going to try and condense these, because this is a lot of feudal shit, basically. And heavy leathers and furs. To be fair, all of these are primitive, so why don't we just say all of these are partial? I think it's fair. Yep, fuck it. You can go back to 2, but you're partial. So they're going to be some sort of robust beast fur, but it's not going to be that helpful. So partial, there we go. Generic braces. Such a dumb creation. Who was going to go to a shop and say, I know what I need in my life. I need braces. They will be partial, sure, because it's not full armor, I guess. And yeah, sure, gang leathers too. Let's go for it. Let's partial it up, baby. There we go. Okay. So we have lots of partial armor all of a sudden. That kind of compensates for the primitive quality, which is to say that a lot of weapons just kind of completely go through it. I guess we should make some more of these. So if I duplicate the beast fur and we turn it to Grok's hide, primitive as well. Okay, let's just Grok's hide. Okay, will that... yeah, let's just go encumbrance 3. Will it be? Let's have a look. Weight 14. Yeah, sure. That sounds about right. Armor 3 does seem a bit ridiculous. But then again, it's partial, so it's only going to work half of the time, which is really kind of risky. So I kind of like it. It's not going to be reliable like a suit of armor. It's just a bit of fluff, and it will mean the damage is pretty inconsistent. So I like that. That's fine. Okay, what else do we need from here? Is there anything else here that's really important? Xenohide. I guess that's important. Will there be any campaign soon? Yes, yeah, there's going to be a campaign of this. As soon as I'm ready, basically. It won't be long. I just need to get a few other bits in place so I can run it. But given that the group probably won't do much combat anyway, I think I'm 2 weeks away from starting. So there'll be a 40k campaign coming soon. But I've got the group. They've made the characters. I just need the system in place. And then we're good to go. But I literally am just trying to get the finishing touches sorted, like this, an armory for them. And that's about it. Quilted Vest. Let's go with that. So let's duplicate the Ganger leathers and go for a Quilted Vest. Quilted Vest. Beautiful. Encumbrance 2. What? No. Encumbrance 1. And armor points 2. Okay, so super quilting. There we go. That looks good. So a quilted vest should not just simply be 2 points of armor, because it's nearly as good as bloody flak at that point. Like, you're nearly as good as an Imperial Guard with your partial armor. Unreliable? None of these really solved my problem, because weak points only applies when stuff has impale, which doesn't work in my system because only tearing weapons have impale, and I'm not having impale on everything ranged, so that, you know, that's not a ridiculous amount of crits all the time. So I think realistically I just have to put the armor down to 1 unless we get... It's just unrealistic to have it as anything else. We could take away the partial though, because it's a quilted robe. So there we go. So it's a more reliable one than leathers. There you go. More reliable than a Ganger leather is a quilted vest. And Born Scour Beast Hide. Jesus, 6 armor points. Sure. I mean, should we do that? I mean, that just looks crazy. Let's go with Xeno hide for the last one. Okay. Duplicate Xeno hide. And what's the armor of Xeno hide typically? 6. Primitive and extremely rare. Okay, so really, are we going with 6? How can it give 6 armor? Like, it would be some... It's got to be partial then. Like, it's got to be, because otherwise that's suddenly a ridiculous amount of armor. The hell? Okay, it's got to be heavier too, because it's got to at least be encumbrance 2, and it's obviously going to be stupidly rare. God knows what type of Xeno. It could be like a Kroot hide or something. I still think 6 is ridiculous, so I'll put it as 4, and it'll have partial coverage. So you can have your Xeno hide over the top, and it's got like a 50-50 chance of reducing the damage significantly, but that's fine, I think. I think 6 is ridiculous. Yes, I'm changing the rules here. Sue me. Yeah, we will be doing it soon. Silk mail. That sounds very Tolkien-esque. I think we'll skip on that. Gang leathers, heavy leathers. Heavy leathers. Let's go with heavy leathers. Heavy... Okay, we'll just copy and paste leathers, actually. Duplicate heavy leathers. So this would be more of the Goliath leathers. Encumbrance 2... Actually, we'll just go with the encumbrance 3, and this will cover basically everywhere. Sounds good. Mail, it won't cover the head, obviously, but we'll do body. This will be like a boiled leather. 2, 2, 2, 2. Is 3 encumbrance not enough? Gene Stealer hide. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. I would say armor quality negotiable for that. Heavy leather's partial, 2 armor all over. Okay, so we've got our dermal layer, our primitive armor, and now we can start going into flak. Let's go for flak. Will be a little bit better, I think, because we'll go with actual suits of flak. There we go, flak gauntlets. Should we just... Yeah, let's... I kind of like breaking armor down to individual pieces. I really think it's... Oh, man, I just think it's cool, you know? I want... No! Okay, it's got to be an alphabetical. Fuck you. Fine. And armor for flak is what, 3? 2. Wow. Okay. But it won't be partial. No, no. 2, 2. Should we give it an extra quality, like durable or... Yeah, fuck it. Let's give it a quality. Flexible, impenetrable, durable. Fuck it. Let's go durable. What's the standard durable? Durable 9. So I think that's a 9 or a 10, and it doesn't explode when it takes damage. So, fine. Flak in this is slightly better. Don't worry, big boss. We've got our classes made already, so it's okay. And to be fair, it's going to be a work in progress, so I'm not expecting stuff to be finished in 2 weeks. It's just going to be, I'll be playing a campaign, improvising the stuff I've not made. I'll create a handful of NPCs. I'll bodge whatever I need to. 2 weeks is ambitious, so it's probably going to be more like a month. But I'll aim for 2 weeks, because I think that's what I would like. So flak, oh no, flak is basically going to be the plate layer. Can't wear, so you can wear leather underneath flak, which I think is kind of cool. So flak gauntlets, just making sure there's nothing else we want here. Oh, encumbrance 2. So no, we'll go with encumbrance 1. Duplicate flak helmet. Open, and then we'll go with 0, 0, 0, 2, but it'll be partial. There we go. Flak helmet closed. Oh, capital D snuck in there out of nowhere. I'm wondering if this should be heavier, and we don't need a partial for this. There we go. Okay. Naked would have a dodge bonus. Yeah. Well, if you're over encumbered, you do get... The thing is, everyone kind of feels like once you get to 5 out of 5 encumbrance, your character's dead. It's like, no, you just have -10 agility. You have -10 to dodge, but you have considerably more armor. So I would take that -10 to dodge, although it might be the difference between life and death. You know, we'll see. Kind of upset about the weapon thing. We need to have a chat with Moo Man because we've got some problems, but we'll come back to that. Right. Flak open. We could do the minus perception for the flak helmet closed. Effect, add, effect, add, downgrade, attribute. I don't know how to do this. No one knows how to do this ever. So what we do is we go to the trappings and we copy it. Helmet. Plate helm, there we go. So we got the plate helm here, and we look at its effects. We click on this, we drag it over here, and we copy this. And Flak helm, we go with... So basically I just need to copy this. We go details. Okay, we do that, we do that. Duration, we keep the same. Anything else I need in details? No. Effects. Oh, okay. Okay, this is where it's at. We learn to code. Or we copy paste. Effect type. Okay, pre-fill dialogue. Ah! So I'm sorry about that noise. I apologize. It was just a bit much for me. Okay. So there we go. That seems to be done. So what else do we have here? Prepare item, pre-roll test, apply damage, wound calculate. Wow. Okay, that's fine. This is all done. Okay. So we're going to create an armoured man's in a little bit. Once again, sorry about the noise. Sorry, not sorry. And is that, did I just apply the effect to that one? No. Okay, so we got Flak. What would you call it? A vest or a jacket? Well, it depends, doesn't it, as to what you want to cover. A Flak vest. There we go. 2. I'm going to start to get heavier. 0, and body will be 3. Some decent coverage. Durable. It's not going to be partial. So we are going to have options in this for quite a lot of armour, which I think will be worth it. Learn to code Hydra. Yeah, indeed. With my metallic background noises. Ka-ching, ka-ching. Okay, so that looks good. And we'll duplicate. Flak jacket. And do we need that to be extra encumbrance? I don't think so. I think that's enough. Durable. I need to check on the durability thing because it's not the durable. I'm just kind of a bit nervous here. Guard flak armor is 4. Guard flak armor, light flak coat. Oh, okay, so we can have a light flak coat. Yeah, I like the idea of that. And do we have a flak coat? Flak great coat. Oh, wow. There's some really cool shit in here. Okay. Well, let's go with duplicate the flak jacket into a flak coat. Do we have a regular flak coat? Okay, that's just all locations. Cloak. The hell? How is that all locations? Yeah, it's apparently just all. Okay. Do we have any flag leggings here? No, I don't think we do. Yes, I ignore you, Thorg. Go away, naked man. Go painting. What are you up to, by the way, and how are you doing? How's the wife and family? Enjoy my dramatic music. Yeah, sorry, but you were blue. It's like, yeah, mods are talking. I legit just read the bottom 2 lines, so my bad. Yeah, it's a streamer thing. Basically, if you comment on my looks, I'm pretty guaranteed to comment back. But otherwise, I'd sort of barely acknowledge you. That's this part of the sellout life, I'm afraid, and getting old and vain. Flak coat. Okay, so the flak coat is apparently amazing. I'm going to give this a partial quality because it's a freaking coat. It's a cloak. Apparently it's a coke. It's a cloak. There we go. Okay, so not that reliable in a sense, but it's one piece of item. Ooh, okay. Okay, there we go. This is just general 40k shit. This will do. Can you spill the beans on what classes the players will be? Well, we have races-wise, we have 3 humans and a ratling. One might be seen as another abhuman. And classes-wise, we're kind of going with a very low setting at the beginning within an underhive. So we're going with like civilians within an underhive. So we have like a guard, effectively someone that works on the sludge docks, a pickpocket, and something else. A scout of the local underhive. So they're the starting roles within society. We basically used 40k, so we used Warhammer Fantasy roles to come up with some ideas, but this is going to be a very civilian setting that we start with. So this is going to be pre-Dark Heresy, this campaign intro, and then after that we'll go into a Dark Heresy setting where the players are working for the Inquisition if they survive. So I just wanted something I can put together without worrying too much on all the other bits and bobs. We have a bit more to each character than that. I've undersold them a little bit, but you know, we have some surprises therefore. Flak cloak, so we'll go with a light flak coat, I guess. Yeah, arms, body, legs. Light flak coat. And then that'll be 2, and that will be 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. And it's going to be partial because I just think it just seems. How does it cover everywhere? I don't know. Am I overthinking this? Do I need to reassess how pernickety I'm being with this? Should this not be partial? Is it unrealistic to just have a cloak kind of cover your entire body? Why am I so against this? I mean, it's a coat, so yeah, okay, it's not partial. It's not partial. Ignore me. I was being okay. Duplicate, and we'll have a heavy flak coat. Three, we'll go with bulky, I think. And we'll go with... Is this going to be 4? Yeah, this is going to be, isn't it? Flak greatcoat. Ah, there you go. Okay. Lots of guns. Underhive sump setting. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's going to be very similar to London. Modern day London. Only there'll be slightly more sewage. Yeah, we're basically going to have a Necromunda opening, is how I would describe it. So I think that's all the flak stuff we need. We probably need... Is there nothing that covers legs? Well, the coat and the jacket. Oh, the jacket covers the legs, apparently. There you go. Flak coat, guard, flak armor. I guess we should make that as well, shouldn't we? Duplicate. Okay. Guard, flak armor. Okay. Encumbrance 4, maybe. So it goes down to 3. And we'll go with 3. And so it'll go down to 2. And then that will be 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. And that will be... What's going to be the flaws of this? Will there be any flaws? Yeah. My players probably won't ever find it. There you go. So we've got flak. So now we need carapace. Okay, carapace. There we go. Nice. Mesh. Is that in mesh? Okay, fine. We'll skip to mesh. Because there's some cool mesh stuff. I like mesh. Maybe some of the mesh stuff could be Slither Boots. Ooh. Slithering. Okay, shield robes. Okay. There's some cool stuff there. Arbites from Riot Armor. Sweet. Okay, anyway, I need to actually make stuff. Like, what are we going to make? Xeno mesh. Okay. Armor mesh. Let's go. So this is... oh, I scrolled down too far. My bad. A body glove. Yeah, you got to have a body glove, haven't you? Is that one word? Does it have a built-in rebreather? Combead, photo contacts, +10 survival. Damn. Okay. So we'll have that as male, so it is going to be a body glove that will be something that you wear. I mean, you could technically wear it over your leathers. You won't be able to wear anything else. Okay, you can wear a body glove over the top of your leathers, fine. I think it makes more sense to have it as the most superficial layer. Or maybe the middle layer so you can wear something over the top of it. Yeah, fine, we'll go with that. We'll keep it simple. It's only going to be 1 armor point for all locations. Penalty. We don't need a penalty, do we? Oh, and now we need effects. Body glove. Oh, no. Pre-prepared data. What's this? Oh, my God. Effect applicator. This is apply condition. Okay. Pre-prepare item. Prepare item. Pre-roll test. This is nuts. If only I knew how to actually do it. Tell you what we can do. Dialogue choice. Not dialogue choice. Pre-fill dialogue. If I do this... and we do survival. Outdoor survival. +20. There you go. Job done. Jacket covering legs. Sounds more like a duster. Yeah. No, I don't disagree. A rebreather and a combead. Okay. Well. What else can we give this? Oh, I know how we can do it. We can kind of go down to special, rebreather, combead. Okay, integrated rebreather and combead. There you go. Lovely jubbly. We have a body glove. Environmental body glove. Seeing as it's giving you all of those bonuses, you might as well call it for what it is. A blur suit. The hell is a blur suit? Is that like a camellia line suit? Okay, we might just go for a regular body glove. I like the idea of a blur suit just being a boost to stealth, basically. Something nice and simple. Duplicate. Yeah, I think we'll just keep that nice and simple. We'll go for... there we go, let's move that there. I'm just getting it out of the way. Blowsuit covers all, and it will just be a stealth blur suit. Effects, we're going to edit that. Blur, and it's going to be stealth. We'll just do generic stealth, and it'll be just a bonus 20 to stealth tests. Sounds good to me, right? Submit changes, blur. And it will be 1 point to all, 2 points to all. But that will be the plate level, I think, so you won't be able to wear anything on top of that. And we don't have any specials attached. Okay, so we have a blur suit. There we go, lovely jubbly. Regular body glove. Nice. Body glove, and this is just going to be simple. 2 armor points throughout. Ah, that's a good point. Encumbrance 2 for a body glove. Blur suit. Sure. 2 encumbrance. So it'll weigh a little bit. Body glove. Sure, it's still only 2 armor. And it has a prey sense mask. Oh, that's with a masked body glove. Ah, what's a prey sense mask? Prey sense mask integrated. We'll have to create that at a later date. I have a feeling it's like thermal vision. So that's kind of cool. So this will be the most superficial layer. Okay, cool. Body glove. Masked. There we go. Just converting it all over. And do we just have a regular, a hardened bodysuit as well? Okay. Hardened body glove, that will be encumbrance 3, and that will just be 3 for everything. Nice, 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 nice. And what's going to be special about that? Absolutely nothing. It's just heavy. There you go. Job done. It's kind of easy, this. No glove, no love. Confirmed. Right. Well, we're getting there, but I have a lot more to go. Mesh. Ugh. Okay, mesh is all 3. Head. Okay. I like the idea of a mesh cowl. The cool thing about this is I can create loot tables where characters can actually just find random bits of armor, and it can be a little bit more scavengy and a little bit like, oh wow, I actually found something really good. So I'm excited for that. Mesh cowl. And that will be armor, mesh. Sure. Encumbrance 2, because it will be a bit heavy. 3, because it is like a plate helmet, right? The mesh cowl. I need to actually refresh my memory. Yeah, okay. That's definitely partial, right? A mesh cowl is definitely partial. Okay, tell you what. It can be light, but it's going to be partial. Am I too mean? Am I too mean with my partials? I'm not sure. It's not partial in the book. It's not primitive either. We'll keep it. Regular, just good, old-fashioned item. Okay, so we've got our cowl, mesh gloves. Okay, same again. They just simply need to have 0 and 3 and 3. There we go. Duplicate what comes next on our list. Mesh combat cloak. Cool. Armor 4. Nice. And that's actually technically everything. 4 for the head, 4 for the body, 4 for the arm, leg. Okay, so this is like Holy Grail. I'll say encumbrance 4. This is going to be hefty to carry. So, no, apparently it doesn't weigh much at all. Wow, okay. So we'll do that, and we'll do qualities, lightweight, I guess. There you go, sure. Yeah, in the book, apparently it only weighs... sod all, 0.5 kilos. 1.5 kilos for this. It is quite expensive, though. 350 is what it costs in the book. This is, I need to come up with a currency system for this, honestly, because it's going to be a little bit of a nightmare to kind of balance. If I'm actually thinking of doing a currency system for this, because I think any other way of doing it's going to be a pain in the neck. The requisition system I've never thought was a good idea. It's canon, sure, but bite me, I don't think it's good for gameplay. It's just a mess. You know. Right, anyway. Mesh cloak, what do we got next? A mesh vest, simply for the body. Well, we definitely have plenty of stuff. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. There we go. And what's coming up next? Xenomesh. Arm, body, legs. Okay. I guess we'll just... Xenomesh, and that is arms, body, legs. Sweet, I'll take it. Quality, yeah, sure, have lightweight, why not? I mean, it's Xenomesh, you might as well be a bit different. This is working. A Volcanist Shroud. Now, I've seen that within Gladius. I can't remember, I think it gives you, like, psychic reduction. Slither Boots. So what's going on here? I'm creating gear for a campaign? Yeah, absolutely, Alexander. I'm basically creating Dark Heresy 3 is how I would put it. I am upgrading. Oof, excuse my vibrating map here. That's I think it's a little unhappy about the current resolution. Anyway, I'm combining rules from Warhammer Fantasy and Dark Heresy to create what I think Dark Heresy 3 would look like if Cubicle 7 were allowed to make a D100 game now. So I'm trying to take the lessons learned from Warhammer Fantasy over the years and apply them to the Dark Heresy way of thinking. And I've got a system now that I think is pretty much good. I'm just trying to make it all work within Foundry and basically getting ready for the campaign to go. So we're just running through the armors at the moment, just chilling, setting them up, creating some gear. We've got dermal armor, flak armor. We're just creating mesh. We've got some primitive armor too. Then we've just got carapace to go. I'm not going to bother with power armor just at the mo because no one's going to have it in my campaign. So I can save myself some time. Then I've got to create some general tools, general utility items, consumables, throwables, most of which will never be used, and some other stuff, let's say. So, in a word, we've got a lot of work ahead of us, but it's a bit of fun. And I'm going through, on the left-hand side, this list of all of the glorious 40k items from the various previous titles and sticking them in. So, Slither Boots. Slither Boots. Let's go with Slither Boots. Armour. What's the armour for them? That is legs. Very expensive. Effect will be, and let's go with pre-prepare, pre-fill. Okay, bonus 10 to stealth. Okay. Or you could have the trait of silent footsteps. That would be another way of doing it, wouldn't it? Effect free talent. That's an interesting way of doing it. Can you do that? Okay, let's have a look. Effect type. Is there... Get initiative, end turn, oppose attacker. Yeah, I need to see something that gives someone a talent. I'm not sure. Okay, I don't know this. I'm out of my depth with making magic items. Carapace comes first. Carapace comes first, yes. Carapace definitely comes first. Soft leather, and this will be, I guess, 1 point on the feet. Oh, apparently it's 3 points of armor on the feet. They are quite decent pieces of armor. Slither Boots, and we have a Volcanus Shroud, which is duplicate. That will be Volcanus Shroud, and we'll go with Resist, Psyker, Resistance, Psyker 2. So this is going to give you a very nice bit of protection against them, and that's basically 3 points all. What a song. And that will actually be plate. And that's okay, only 350. Okay. Slither Boots are also technically plate because they'll be on the most superficial layer. You won't be able to wear anything over the top of them, so that's the plan. Okay, so how are we doing here? What else have we got? We're nearly there. Blessed Sackcloth Tunic. I don't know what that does. Shield robes. Jesus, okay. 3 armor, and they're just robes, but very rare. Fine, fuck it. Shield robes. Let's do it. You kind of look at some stuff and you're like, why make this? What does it do? And then you're like, oh yeah, it adds fluff. Encumbrance 1. Ah shit, I haven't done encumbrance for the last like 5 things. Encumbrance 2. There you go. No, 3. Slither Boots 2. Shield robes 1. Okay, there we go. Soft leather. Yeah, I mean, they're just like ceremonial robes, aren't they? And we'll go with qualities. We'll have these as be impenetrable. Sure, because they're effectively going to have like a force field built into them, which is ridiculous, but it's also like, yeah, fine. These are going to be shockingly expensive. Love it. Okay. Now all of a sudden they're a cool piece of item. Like if you found them randomly while you're sort of bumming about, that would be an absolutely epic random find. Give you some Skyer battle armor. Fair. Shield robes, Arbites, riot armor. Yes. Yes. Okay. That's what we want. Mesh. Let's just go with this. Because we actually have Arbites here. Right. Armor. Okay, so that is only applies versus impact damage. Well, they're just going to have 4 armor all over. Okay. Lightweight. I don't feel like it would be lightweight. I think it would be... Should we give them impenetrable? Yeah, fuck it. For the sake of my campaign, I'm doing it. Okay. It's going to be nasty. I can't remember what impenetrable does, but I think it ignores half of the crits, so it's much harder to get a crit through. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's how it works. And 270. Fine. 5 encumbrance. There you go. I mean, because it's got the impenetrable quality, We'll go with 4 because that's fine. Architect peddling gangers. Yeah, we've got a good mix. We've got squats. We've got Van Saar. We've got some back street, back alley tech priests kicking around. We've got... Who are the other gangs? God, I don't actually remember. I need to go back to gang prep. Oh, no. Who are the other entities? Thorg, remind me. Remind me. We have squats. We have Arbites. We have Van Saar. Did we have a 4th, or were those the main 3? I think we then had tech priests as like a sub-faction. So I do actually have a little bit of a world in my mind, but it is just in my mind. As per the last few campaigns, I haven't really done any notes for the last 3 campaigns. It's just in my head, which does create problems when players are like, I thought you said that this was like, no, actually you're wrong. Actually you're wrong. It's completely like this. It always has been. Yeah, make notes, please. Ballistic cloth surcoat. No. Mesh cowl, we've already got one of them. Xeno mesh, we've got that. Mesh combat cloak, we've kind of got that. Thermal armor. We'll create some thermal armor, sure, why not? And then we'll go on to Carapace. Thermal armor, and that is armor 3. Okay. Resistance heat 2. Okay, basically extra 2 points of damage resistance against hot stuff. Yeah. Yeah, Van Saar should be good. They'll have the pickings of this stuff, which is beautiful. They have some swanky weapons. Okay, let's move on to Carapace. Oh no, there's so much of it. Oh no, there's actually... I've bitten off more than I can chew. Okay, there we go. Verispex armor. Good lord. Okay, fine, let's just get to work. There's no point bitching about it. Carapace, let's go. Okay. What else have we got here? Okay. Verispex. Verispex, armor, Carapace, let's go. And that is fairly heavy, not too. All specs chrono combo data plus 10 awareness. Oh, Jesus, okay. So we'll just do... we'll do that, and we'll do awareness. Is it awareness or perception now? You know what? I'm not actually sure. It's perception, isn't it? Yeah, it's perception now. There we go. Plus 10 perception. And that is 2 AP all over the body. That's kind of cool. And this will be a plate, so maximum level. Means you can't wear anything else over the top of it. Price will be 500. I'm going to use some of the old Dark Heresy 1 prices for now. I actually like the kilo system. I think it was kind of cool. Do you always play Chaos or an evil faction in Dark Heresy, or is that just the theme? In Dark Heresy, you're traditionally working for the Inquisition. So you're basically both the good guys and the bad guys, depending on your perspective. If your perspective is free, love, and peace for all, then you're definitely on the bad side. But yeah, basically, Inquisition is Dark Heresy, but I'm going pre-recruitment, so hopefully that makes sense. So my guys won't be good nor bad, that's up to them. They'll just be trying to stay alive. Oh, it's only arms and body for the Verispecs, okay. Fine. So, effects. Yeah, sorry, we've got to get rid of that. Air filters, rebreather, Vox, photo visor. Ah, oh, good lord, okay. Let's just go with rebreather, Vox, extra tank, photo visor. Okay, so it's basically it's got a bunch of fluff with it. That can be rules. Yeah, so they're playing Inquisition. Well, they will be. They're playing a group that have nothing to do with the Inquisition at the moment, but the title of the campaign kind of implies that they're going to be recruited into it. So that's kind of where we're at. So our beginning setting is going to be a bunch of lowlives stuck in an underhive, an isolated town or settlement of probably 200 people, and basically I'm going to throw bad stuff at them until they're either dead or they're doing a bit better. And if they're doing a bit better, well, maybe they'll get recruited into the Inquisition. We'll see. And then I'll just carry on and play Dark Heresy, basically, which is you work for the Inquisition, Inquisitor says do this. That's kind of the plan, at least. But I'm up for change if need be. Like I'm flexible. Carapace helm, let's go. Okay. Carapace helm. Okay, 2 details. 2. Oh. Okay, nothing special here too. Nice. 250 to buy it. It's plate, absolutely, and it's only on the head because it's a helm. Oh no, it's actually 4 armor. Jesus. Okay, that is nice armor. Okay, I'm down for that. Should we make it 3 encumbrance? Sure. I need to go through some of these and figure out the bloody... Because the problem is I've got like whole suits of flak armor that don't weigh that much. And then I've got like 1 carapace helm that weighs quite a lot. So, but the problem is the players are going to be looking to stack quite a lot of armor. So I'm really not sure how to do the encumbrance. I think I'm just going to have to figure that out at a later date. Like I'm putting numbers in now, but I might, yeah, I might have to times their encumbrance by 10 in order for them to be able to carry some of this crap. Because at the moment it's, I'm. You can't put a decimal place in the encumbrance, which is kind of sucky. Because if you take like wind armor, it's 18 kilos, and if a character can carry 30, you're like, okay, that's good. But what do you do with pieces that are 2 kilos or 4 kilos or 6 kilos? Could you call them all 1 encumbrance? In which case, by the time you're wearing it, it's basically free. I don't know. This is going to be... I did have a system before where I was going to edit the Warhammer Fantasy system to times your encumbrance by 10, which kind of actually worked, but we'll figure that out at a later date. It's not massively essential that it happens right now. Hollow armor is nice. I don't even know much about hollow armor. I assume it's like not hologram based, it's something different. It's gonna be hollow, as in like hollow. It sounds familiar. It's on the edge of my bloody tongue. I can't remember. Right, we'll call it that. It's heavy, chunky armor. Is it covered in mirrors? Is that what it is? And it's more likely to reflect light and light-based weapons? Is that what it is, hollow armor? Because that sounds familiar. Verspex helm. Okay. Verspex helm. Okay, we'll put that as 2. And how expensive is this going to be? 750. Nice. And that is going to be what, 4 armor? Yes. 4 armor for the head. Yeah, I'm not planning on having shopping being a major portion of this. I'm hopefully just going to throw in a bunch of loot tables so the players are rewarded for exploring, basically. So, maybe not dungeon crawlers, but I'd rather they picked up shit along the way and had an incentive to go do stuff. I do think that the traditional D&D approach has its merits, so let's not take that away. Okay, photo, visor, infrared, goggles, +10 tracking. Cool, we can just put that there as a reminder. Verspex helm. Okay, nice, now we're on Camellia line combat armor, and that's kind of cool. So we'll go with just duplicating the Verspex. Good luck spelling this. Cam-E-L-E-O-L-I-N-E combat armor. Cool beans. Helps if you spell combat right. God, my eyesight's going. It looks so much like an R. Don't get old. This can be fairly light, I guess. Wow, it's got 5 armor value. That's nuts. Okay. Okay. Doesn't have any flaws. It just seems incredibly good. Weak points, maybe? Bulky, partial. Nah. I mean, it is what it is. It's just really good, isn't it? It's just really good. Yeah, I guess I'll just leave the Camellia line combat armor as being insanely good. And the effect will be Verspex, which will be not that, but stealth. And then we'll call it stealth bonus. And that will just be, yeah, stealth bonus of 20. So that'll be very nice armor. And a very expensive one, I imagine. Yeah, 1,000. Cool. That's pretty neat. Okay, we're like a quarter of the way down this goddamn list. There's so much here. Okay. Some of this stuff I actually need, though. Like, yeah, some of the Carapace armor is actually stuff that I would use. So... Stormtrooper. Geez, some of it's nasty. Okay, well, let's get to work. Let's go with copying the hollow armor. So we have Enforcer, Light, Carapace. Nice. Okay, that's going to be fairly heavy. We're going to make it 5 because, well... the armor is ridiculous. 5 is pretty tough. I mean, you combine 5 armor with 5 toughness, maybe some leathers underneath. Maybe the guy's got subdermal plating as well. You know, someone's some sort of absolute beast of a monstrosity. He could well have like 12 resistance. Let's say 10. Slightly more likely. Yeah. Silent Sisters. I mean, it's hard to do a roleplay game with Silent Sisters, I will say. But I completely get you that I think the Sisters of Silence are awesome. Hang on, Fantasy is Sisters of Silence, isn't it? And the 40k is another spin on it? Or have I got that back to front? I know what you mean, though. Basically, anything Sororitas is amazing. And anyway, I think if anything does have mention of them, it probably would be Dark Heresy. Because Dark Heresy has, without a doubt, the most 40k fluff. I would go so far as saying the most and the best canon for Warhammer 40k is still within that role-playing game. We're almost without a shadow of a doubt. 575. It's utterly ridiculous how good it is. Judge Carapace. Oof. 5. Why not add a Sororitas Covent on your planet? I may well do in the, let's say, the follow-up area, but I only kind of want to have like 6-ish sessions, so not too much. So a fairly small adventure before we open it up, and then the plan is to have some combination of the players having a bit of a vote, the audience having a bit of a vote, and probably a literal combo of the two, like have a straw poll up to help kind of guide the next mission. So what I might do is let the players pick 2 bullet points, or maybe each of the players picks a sentence, and then I don't know, we do a straw poll to vote. I don't know. I really like the idea of having some small mini sessions that are like three sessions ish per mission, and getting like you guys to jump in and try and help like plan some ideas out and get some extra like audience participation. Basically, I'd really like the idea of that, because I also enjoy some of the challenge of trying to come up with something in a situation I'm not planning on. I think that's kind of cool, so I'd like to do a little bit of that, and to keep it fresh as well. Like if people are like, you know what, let's go to a Catachan jungle, or actually let's go visit, I don't know, some funky Imperial Guard regiment on some weird planet. That's all cool. The trouble is, if I don't have any inspiration for any story, then it sometimes takes like 2 months for something to come to my brain. I'm not particularly quick at cooking up stuff, but we'll see. It'll work out. It'll work out. Encrypted microbead. Okay, microbead. Photo visor. Megaphone. Okay, it's got some ridiculous stuff of the Judge Carapace, but that's also amazing. Yeah. Okay, Magistratum Combat Carapace. We don't need to make loads of different ones. Adeptus Arbites Carapace armor. What's the difference between Enforcer and Arbites? Jesus, okay. What's the difference between an Enforcer and an Arbites? I literally thought they were the same things. Okay. Is it rank? I mean, Adeptus is sort of part of the institution. An Enforcer is a police officer, and an Arbites is like the militarized version. Is that kind of where we're going at? Is that what's going on? 6 armor. So basically, if you came against a group of these guys with their 6 armor, their burly toughness of 40 something, a couple of other stats. Unless you're hitting them for like 15 damage, you're not even going to scratch them. It's going to be rough. I really like it though. Micro bead. Immune. Photon. Recoil glove. Okay, that'll do. Carapace chest plate. Jesus, okay. Some cool stuff here. Duplicate. Carapace. Chest plate. Look at that. This is going to be big and beefy, but it's also going to be... Why is my chest plate not armor 6? Hot dang. That's a lot of armor. Okay, and 600. Nice. Okay, while you guys educate me on my question, I'm going to get a drink. Go to the little boys' room. I'll be back. I look forward to your answers. Sorry about that. Don't get old. Don't ever get old. You spent half of your time drinking and the other half going to the toilet. Okay, we're back. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you for bearing with. Right, we are back on the grind, creating armour. What's Crimson Armour? Photo Visor GC. Plus 10 Intimidate. Yeah, fair enough. Okay. As far as I remember, it's like very decorative enforcer armour. But I honestly have no idea. So we'll stick that as 5 because it is, what, armour 6 all over? Yeah, Jesus. So not many dudes in the setting are going to have this type of armour. So that's something, at least. And why is does the Carapace helm have... Yeah, that shouldn't have that. I need to be careful that all of my items don't accidentally have too many effects. Okay, so far it looks okay. Carapace helm. Crimson armor. Okay, back we go. 6 all over. Plus 10 intimidate. So we can go effect. Crimson armor effect. I like it. Pre-fill dialogue. And we can just go intimidate 10. This is pretty cool. And then it's automated. Yeah, boy. So we've got a lot of armor already. We got a pretty decent amount of choice. I would go so far as saying I'm... Oh, okay, steady on. I'm pretty happy. Judge armor is sanctified Carapace, shock Carapace, stormtrooper Carapace. You know what? There is enough there already that I'm not going to do the rest, because I don't even need power armor or force armor. Because, I mean, who's going to have a Rosarius? Who's going to have a... Or should we make a refractor field? Should we make a refractor field? How would that even... Who would have that? Let's see if we can even. Because it would be something that can be worn on top of anything else. And it would have a massive amount of chance of negating the damage. I guess it would just be like armor value 10 but partial. But I think I'm going to leave out force fields for now until I know... Or maybe it just gives the character the demonic trait. Or the equivalent of, if you know what I mean. So basically you have a chance of avoiding all damage. Okay, well that's kind of cool. That's a way of doing it within the fantasy, like translating it to the fantasy setting. But anyway, we've got 40k AP here. We've got our Carapace armor. We've got quite a bit. We've got dermal, got flak, we've got mesh, primitive. So we can create a table to basically add in these and give percentage chances of each of them. So that's kind of cool. So we've got that. I'm not going to go with weapon attachments yet, even though I want to, because I need to know how this effect system works, because I really think I can come up with a way to have them kind of work like talents, that you have a weapon attachment and it just gives you +5 ballistic skill when you have that weapon attached or equipped. And yeah, I think that will work fine. I just kind of need to learn how to do that. So it's kind of a case of, well, Hydra just needs to learn how to code. So we have tools, drugs and consumables. Should we do drugs and consumables? Because I feel like that would be a little bit more interesting for you. So we'll go view, we'll zoom in. Hell yeah. Let's zoom in a little bit more here. Seeing as the last campaign I played was just full of a GM trying to terrorize me with drugs, we'll create 40k drugs. There we go. So what classifications do we have in here? We're going to have, I guess there'll be just consumables, right? Talent, trapping, skill, spell, trait, weapon, extended, vehicle, cargo. Is it just a trapping, I guess? Sure. Yeah, okay. Oh, okay. I need to create an actual name for it. Okay. What's the first one we're creating? Aletheus root. Okay. Aletheus root. And this is going to be a trapping. It's not really a trapping, it's a consumable. Yeah, it's fine, I guess. 40k drugs. Okay. Detail available. Oof. Who even knows? It's scarce. Okay. Oh, we do have scarce. Thank God. Don't know what it does. I've got all of these damn things, and I don't know what they do, because I'm sure they have rules, but I don't have them. Oh my God. Okay. We've got two options, guys. We've got two options. We either bring up all of the source books and try and figure this shit out, or we just make some shit up. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start from the top down, but I'm going to tell you right now to start thinking of Frenzen, Dryas. Does that mean you have a dry arse? Who knows? Detox, what does it do? How does it work? Give me some suggestions in the chat. Let's figure this out. Core gel. What does core gel do? Cold fire. I mean, maybe it's like... maybe it's like that freeze shit, bio-freeze you put on sore and aching muscles to make you feel more relaxed after a long day zogging House Escher or something. I don't know. I'm going to start with Altheus root, and I'm going to give it a quick Google just to see. Altheus? What is it? This isn't the actual one, but I just need something to go off of. Honey sweetened? Fuck it. I don't know. Ah, man, I had a much better one than this for a list of 40k drugs. It might be a lot easier than this, because there's loads of stuff. There's 103. You know what I did do, actually? If I go Dark Heresy 2, sure. Game Master, let's go. Okay. Not the right one. Not the right one. Is it Dark Hammer? Oh, Dark Heresy 4th edition. Okay, let's try this again. Because on one of these I created a load of stuff. Pipes cooling. Okay, this is what I did some stuff on. Ah, yeah, that's right. That's some cool maps, I have to say. I did do some cool maps for this one. Traits, feudal royal plate, hardy, resistance claws, clothing and personal items. Oh, Jesus, I actually created all of these, didn't I? Okay, I just need to export this. I need to export this because I actually did it. Or maybe I can have two windows open. Do I have descriptions for any of these? No, I don't have anything useful here. Unguents of warding. To ward away the evil. Does anything here... Well, if it's just a generic item with no values, that's fine if I'm... I was sure that I actually had the descriptions and the rules in here. Yeah, I do. Oh, god damn it. So the question is, where did I get that from? Because I don't remember. Rosarius. Oh, god damn it. I have to figure out a way to export this. Because it's going to take me like a lifetime. Sorry, you can't actually see this at the moment. There you go. So, I have created all of these damn things on the old Dark Heresy project that I was creating. But that version is now like 500,000 years old and doesn't work. Rebreather. Yeah. I actually did this, didn't I? I remember I was playing Metro Exodus at the time. Yeah, look at all the shit I made. Oh, God, fuck it. Yeah, tells the time. There you go. So we have a load of that I made. Weapons. Yeah, okay. We've got the weapons that I made as well, but that's fine. We can let them go because they need to be remade anyway. Career-wise, I made all of the Militarum stuff. I made all of those careers. That was good, actually. I did enjoy that system. It was good. Okay. I'm not sure what to do here. I don't have a cunning plan anymore because I don't want to make all of these again. Okay, can we export to compendium? Sure. Dark Heresy talents. Do I have a compendium? Is this it? Madcap mushrooms, frenzy talent. Yeah, fair enough. Okay, has my new stuff been added in here? This is kind of like an old version of fantasy, so it's not really gonna. Yeah, okay, so this isn't. Bear with me, guys. I'm trying to figure this out here. We'll get there. I'm just figuring out if I can export this. Oh my god, I even created Ministorum specific stuff. Okay, remove folder, delete, edit folder. No, okay. I wonder if I might do just a little bit of file jiggery. Bear with me. Let me see if I could do some file jiggery here. So I'm going to just hunt around within my world folders and see if I can find a table. It'll be under worlds, Dark Heresy 4. It's not in maps. Is it in data? Drawings, journals? Oh, fuck knows. Tables, they're database files. Ah, Plastic Vicar, what's up? There was one called the DA48 Talents. Okay. I think I may have... Ah, there you go. You're right, I didn't even click on the right one. Okay, so can I export this? Can I export this? I don't think I can. Can I export this as a file? I need to ask me, man. I'm out of my comfort zone here. Dark Heresy 4, scenes, packs. I'll have just a little... Dark Heresy 4. 4E talents. Okay. It's a database file. Sure, I've got one. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's find my other world. I'm going to break everything. Let's go. Hive World Drama. Data. I want to make sure I paste it in the right damn place. Renaud's Delight. Confirmed. Yeah, okay. So where did I just get this one from? Packs? Okay, it's in packs. Okay, so we need to go to the other one and go to the other packs. Hive World. Data? But there's nothing here! Okay. That allows you to export it into a JSON. Right. How to import? That's the question. I've not done any exporting and importing before, so we go Hive World Drama. I just really don't want to have to create all of that again, because it's all there. Even if I just have to edit each one. Right, let's have a look here. Create compendium. No. Can we import compendium? You can import from there, but at least we've got better music now, right? Okay, this may be for a conversation for me to have with people on the Discord that can talk me through it. It does both importing and exporting. Ah, well, please, dear sir. Talk me through the process of importing, because I am apparently a complete novice to this. I thought I know how to import and export in Roll20, but that's not really much help. Item careers. Yeah, most of these I don't really need, do I? Because they're all fantasy specific. Lots of tables, lots of things, lots of scenes. I assume I need to paste it into the folder of this world. That seems to be like a missing problem, a missing thingy. But then I may have database files. I don't. Each of my worlds has a different file format, which seems unhelpful. Unless I copy and paste the pack. Paste. Okay, let's just create that. There we go. This will be fine. In the description, it gives step-by-step on how to import. Okay. I'm afraid I don't even know where the description is to look for how to do that, so... but I have a feeling I may have just done a thing, so we'll see if that's worked. I have just changed it into another folder at least, so we'll just see if we can get anywhere here. Failing that, we'll just come back to this. You guys don't want to watch me figure this shit out for the next 3 hours. I'm sure it's fairly simple, but... Browser? Oh. Okay, browser's done it. Oh, jeez. Wow, look at that. I didn't even know this was here. That's incredible. This is fine. Everything is fine. I can click on. I can sort it by alphabetical. I can. Oh, I can make it crash as well. This is marvelous. There we go. Okay, we fixed it. Huzzah! No, I actually have absolutely no idea. I'm sorry, bud. Even when you say in the description it gives the step, I don't even know what you mean by the description. That is how I'm someone really built for Apple products, even though I detest them, because honestly, I'm sure I can export and import stuff here. Import all content, which is not what I want because it's not the type of importing that I need, because that just brings it into this game folder, right? But I think what we'll do is we may park the idea of importing all of those for a bit, which is yeah, it was about 8 hours of creating items, so I'd really like to save that time if I can. So we may figure that out at another point. What else can we do? We could do a fumble table. A fumble table is something we do still need to do. And action economy as well also needs to be created into a journal entry, so we could do that too. Rollable tables, melee fumble, races. We don't actually need export and import data. Well, so you can do it with tables, but I don't want to export a table. I want to import and export other stuff. Okay, create journal entry. Let's go with action economy. Okay, we'll sort these into folders at a later date. Sorry, you need to go to add-on modules and setup. Look for the module called Easy Export and download it. When you activate the module, you get a pop-up giving you the description of how to implement. Right, okay, thank you very much, bud. I had no idea of such a module, but that actually sounds very helpful. It's in a far older version of the game, so hopefully it still manages to import and export okay, but I'll give that a go later because otherwise I'll be fumbling a lot. So what we need is the Dark Heresy Action Economy. Dark Heresy to Action Economy. I'm trying to just find a list of the options from Dark Heresy so I can kind of copy them over. Dark Heresy 2 Game Master screen. That's what we want. Game Master screen. Oh, I don't want it. Why does it always go on Yahoo? I haven't done anything to warrant such pain in my life. No one wants to use Yahoo. Okay, you've had some success. Well, that's good. Okay. Dark Heresy 2 Action Economy. My Action Economy is going to be nice and simple with this. Although we're going to have 3 actions instead of 2. Or instead of 2 halves, we're going to have 3 halves. That's right, we're going to have third actions. Game Master screen. Someone must have this somewhere. Okay, you know what? We'll just do a little bit of a memory test to see what we remember. So we're going to have... Let's just type it out first. We've got attack, melee, we have shoot, ranged, we have move, we have aim, we have called, shot. Oh, we'll just call it called for now. Skill. Skill interaction, we'll call it. Grapple. Yeah, I do build. I did before. It's just I haven't used a Microsoft Edge in about 9 months. I just decided to then, so I didn't get a random pop-up. And yeah, basically, that's why I don't like Edge. Because it keeps insisting I should be using Yahoo. Screw you. Evil platform. Oh, good lord. I don't even think I've got the Dark Heresy rulebook to hand, but let's have a quick check. No, I moved them to another location to make them easier to find, which has involved me losing them. Okay, so this is some of the action economy. I'm trying to think, what's the... we've got the Game Master screen here from Warhammer Fantasy somewhere. So let's have a look on here. This has got to have action economy on it, right? Common items, travel, advancements, main gauche, armor. Definitely simplified compared to some of the other bloody systems, isn't it? Yeah. You know what? I don't think it's actually... Oh, okay. Fine. Parry, dodge. I'll just call it reaction. There you go, reaction. Parry, dodge. Dodge could also be dive for cover. Okay, I think that's all of the actions I'm going to go with for this. I'm trying to think of anything else that a player could do during a round that wouldn't fall under one of these. Like throwing an item would be either a ranged attack or a skill, depending on what they're trying to achieve. Yeah, the GM screen from Dark Heresy 2 is basically what I'm looking for. Well, specifically, I'm looking for the action economy from it. So the list of actions from Dark Heresy 2. So let's just have a quick double check. Dark Heresy 2. Let's just look up the rulebook. We'll find a completely legit link I can click that doesn't break any copyright laws. None at all. There was a goddamn Russian website that used to have everything. Any flip. Well, that won't give me a virus, surely. Everything will be fine. I just want to make sure I have all of the... I had an idea for suppression as well. I think that we'll come back, we'll pin that and come back to it, because I think I have a way of making full auto actually do something interesting. By effectively allowing you to move the other person 1 meter, 1 yard, per SL in addition to damage when you do full auto, which kind of means that if you get enough SL, you can move them 6 yards in a particular direction, you know, all of a sudden put them off reaching someone. That can the opposed test with a cool test, etc., is fine, obviously, as well, but I like the idea of the SL being factored in there, and the distracting quality from fantasy seems like a good way to work it in. But yeah, I do have a Discord. I'm currently on it. It's a shame it's not in the link to the stream, because it really should be. Thorg, do you mind putting a link to the Discord in? How the hell have I lost it? Okay, there we go. I'm on a very reputable site that confirms purchases I've absolutely already made. Oh, fuck you, I don't want a 30-day free trial. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. I actually think, though, action economy-wise, I really can't think of much else I would need other than this. I mean, you've also got, like, Get Up, which is still a move action, right? So players will basically get 3 actions from this list. They can only attack or shoot once. And that's pretty much it. If you want to move 3 times, you can. And that would effectively be a sprint. You could move twice and shoot. I think I would count move as a run, though, so a player could effectively still run and shoot. But could you run, aim and shoot? Move 1, run 2, sprint 3. Now, here's one thing I was thinking about. Out of my action economy system, if move is 1... like for your basic character, it doesn't really take you very far. So I prefer fantasy's system, really, of just having move be a run action. But like 8 yards would be a movement, so you could basically walk. No, I prefer the idea of running, so we'll say a run would be an action, and a sprint would be another run, basically. So a move would be... yeah, okay, fine. I don't like the whole use a half action to walk and a full action to run somewhere, meaning your whole turn is running somewhere. It's like, oh, geez, so exciting. Best turn in the world. I really didn't like that in Dark Heresy. It can suck a lemon. A move action involves running, basically. There you go. Yo, Warhammer Badly! I'm writing a fan update. I'm currently mumbling a lot, Warhammer, so I'm really sorry. You've caught me at a little bit of a midlife crisis here. So I'm effectively creating Dark Heresy 3, and although I haven't really shown a lot of what looks like it, I actually have most of it kind of down. I've got Big Boss currently creating a class system and a career system that works somewhere between Dark Heresy and Rogue Trader, so you have a path of careers effectively to move through, but a system that is more based around being part of a retinue rather than being like hyper role specific. Thank you very much, Field. Thank you very much. I have most of the rules down in my head as to what cover system we're going to use, how we're going to cover sort of range damage, all of that. 99% of it is there. I've got a few tables I need to make. I've a couple issues with Foundry that would make it perfect, because basically I really, really want to, but can't currently. I've got my buddy here. I'm going to give him a 40k gun. I haven't made all the guns yet. I'll give him a hand. Oh no, I haven't created hand cannon. I'll give him an auto gun. Let's give him an auto pistol. Standard auto pistol. Where's your auto pistol gone, mate? Did I drag and drop it properly? There we go. Giving him an auto pistol. Equip that. Combat tab here. I'd like to be able to fire semi-auto, single shot, or full auto. However, at the moment, the negative qualities of each don't apply, so I've got a little bit of work to do just to try and streamline this, but the idea is that it'll be way more streamlined than the current Dark Heresy system that's a fucking nightmare. I really like Dark Heresy 2. It's just got some... It's probably got like 5 to 10 major problems with it, which I don't like. So I've tried to knock all of them on the head. Ditch the whole random fate point rubbish. Ditch the whole... Just make some of the classes lucky. Some of the backgrounds can have luck if they're from certain homeworlds, you know? And some of them don't. But you don't have to have either 4 or 2 fate points. Have it as like everyone gets 3 and some people get 4. So the people that get 2 don't feel completely shafted, because they're still going to die from an auto gun at the end of the day. The action economy I'm changing a little bit too. Sorry, let's just start talking about a little summary as to what we're doing. So the action economy, instead of 2 half actions, which I felt was too restrictive, I prefer Wrath and Glories, which is kind of more like three half actions. So my action economy will basically be, you can do 3 actions and you can't repeat one of them without a talent. So you can't attack in melee twice without a talent to allow you to do so. You can't do 2 skills in a turn without a talent allowing you to do so. The only exception to that would be to move or to dodge, which will be fine to repeat. So you could effectively run and then turn it into a sprint. That would be 2 of your 3 actions. And then you could dive for cover, and you would then be prone behind a barricade, for example. I think the action economy really suits 3 rather than 2 so much better, because you can run, you can shoot, and then you can crouch. You can... And within mine, and this may be contentious, but I will be saying or asking players to allocate how many of their 3 they would like to reserve for a reaction. I may be tempted to give players all 1 free dodge per round, and then if they only use 1 of their 3 action economy, they can save 2 of those things for 2 additional reactions. I think a pool is way more interesting than the system as is, which is you get shot by an autogun, you dodge the first bullet, the second one kills you, the third kills you again, the fourth kills you again, the fifth kills you again, and the 6th means you have a new character. So yeah, I have lots of grumbles with that. The SL system of fantasy, I think, is way preferable. So you're getting hit 5 times, you get +3 SL to your dodge. You reduce that 5 to 2, so now you're getting hit twice instead of just dodging 1 bullet, etc, etc. I think that the SL system is just a smarter system, and it means that the more points in ballistic skill you've got, the more damage you can do, so that randomness of a D10 suddenly feels a little bit less random. Dark Heresy had a way to mitigate that by having the D10 not be less than your weapon skill bonus or ballistic skill bonus, something like that. Can't remember. Might have been the SL. I forget off the top of my head. It did have a mitigation mechanic for it. I just think the SL system's fine. So anyway, that's kind of where we're going, what we're doing, what's going on. Is stuff here. So right, so full auto, grapple, guard, jump, Okay, well, I'll count jump as just a skill, maneuver as a skill. Overwatch can be a reaction. Ready item. Yeah, I mean, God, pulling out a grenade. The trouble is how pickety are you going to be with, you know, you pull a grenade out of a convenient pouch. Does that consume an action? Yeah, even Wrath and Glory's way of one free, simple action kind of covers that fairly well. I guess pulling out a weapon could be fine if it's not on a readily accessible harness. That would be one of my 3. That's fine, yeah. But that would be a quip. So we can call it a quip. Equip or ready. I will assume most of the time people have guns close to hand, so that won't really be necessary. But if you had your gun specifically in your holster, if you were at a bar and you were suddenly shot, I might say you need a half action to get your gun out and get it ready to shoot. Yeah, the rest is specific to like lightning attack and swift attack, etc, etc. Okay, so that's basically the action economy, I think. So I need to concisely explain this, and I'm still trying to get it perfectly set in my mind. 3 actions may be performed. I think we can categories. The fuck is this music? That's better. That's better. From the moment I realized my flesh, I was fleshy. Let's go down a little bit. There we go. Otherwise this will just be Hydra DJ stream. There we go. Okay. Back to this for a moment. Categories. I think we could maybe offensive. How would you categorize these 3? Let me just have a... So if you take all of these skills here... Oh, bollocks. Get out of it. There we go. So we take all of these... Let's try and make this work into a system that makes a bit more sense. So 3 columns... Okay, so if we call this one offensive, I'm just wondering if this is so you can do like 1 offensive ability. Maybe this is a way to do it. 1 skill. 1 skill based, which could be... Hey Mac, how's it going? Cold would be there too. I'm just wondering on the best way to limit the action economy. Offensive, defensive, miscellaneous. Yeah, well, I'm thinking offensive skill and then unrestricted. So I think you could do as many moves per round as you like, and it's not a skill-based one. You could do... Well, you could do as many aims per round. Well, you can only do 1 skill aim per round. But then could you aim, shoot, and open a door? There's no reason to restrict that, you know? So basically, the only thing I think I need to limit, I can forget everything else, is just say you can only do 1 attack and 1 shot. I guess you could say aim doesn't stack. You could just say each one can only be done once, because you're not going to grapple 2 people in 1 round. You're not going to want to do a operate a crane twice. Skills can't be repeated. There you go. I think that is just the simple way of doing it. Is just simply a skill cannot be repeated, except for move. Okay, here's another way of describing it. The only skills that can be repeated are movements and reactions. Can be repeated. That seems fine. Movements, reactions can be repeated. Is there anything else you would want to repeat? Because if you're operating a crane, you can't operate 2 cranes in one turn. You're only ever going to do one cooled shot in one turn because you can only shoot once. A reaction can be repeated. You can only grapple once because it's an attack. So by movements being repeated, it can be you move, then shoot, then move, for example. You could go so far, though, as saying movements can't be repeated. That would actually be fine, I think. Ready a skill. So here's a question. Do you still think we need, if we have 3 things you can do, is it still a good idea to give players the option to ready a dodge? Or even perform a dodge with one of those 3 by sort of banking it? Or should they just have one inherent to their character, one freebie per round? I'm kind of leaning towards one freebie per round, and then what they could do is use one of their skills to ready the dodge. It just means if you get attacked twice, the second person to attack you will effectively fuck you up. Unless you say that you roll dodge once and it applies to all attacks for that round. In which case the dodge is a little bit too clutch, you know? Because then one fate point and nothing hits you that round. This is my dilemma, basically. Let's just save that a moment. Okay. But I think that's a good way of putting it. 3 actions may be performed, and movements and reactions can be repeated. I'm not even sure as that's necessary now. Because if you're running, you don't need to run again. Well, okay, here's a simple way of doing it. Oh, okay, here's a way of doing it. You don't need to repeat move. You can move and then use a skill to sprint. Fine, that works. Okay. 3 actions may be performed, but none may be repeated. It would just need to be the case that players know that if you want to move additionally, you can use a skill to do so by rolling athletics. Dodging, parrying, cancelling ongoing actions like aiming. Yes. Yeah, I would say that is a reasonable clause. Yeah. You've been trying to frame this question delicately as you don't want to seem like you're disparaging your efforts. No, Wrath and Glory is not. No. How is what I'm creating different from Wrath and Glory? It's not a D6 system based for tabletop players. So I've played Wrath and Glory, and Wrath and Glory is fine, but Wrath and Glory is an action-orientated monster-slaying adventure of mixed fantasy levels, but it's a D6 tabletop game, really. It is very far from a D100 system. But I appreciate you taking the time to phrase it delicately. Much appreciated, my friend. Kudos to you. Yeah, that would be it in a nutshell, really. Is the D6 system is just action-orientated, it's fast combat, it's dice, it's fun rolling, relatively low stakes. It's very different to D100, which is more of like a simulator, I would say. And Warhammer Fantasy and Wrath and Glory, I would say, are chalk and cheese. They are apples and oranges, rather. So very different in their approaches to the gaming side of things. Warhammer Fantasy is just dark, low fantasy, grim. It's really hard to have a grim D6 system. So, yeah, that's pretty much it in a nutshell. I like Wrath and Glory, but for me, the system is too shallow. It's too shallow and doesn't have... It doesn't have the depth, basically. I know I'm just saying the same thing with other words, but honestly, I don't think Wrath and Glory has the depth for more than 3 or 4 sessions of fun. Yeah. So Warhammer Fantasy is basically Dark Heresy refined in the fantasy world, obviously. Wrath and Glory, as you know, having played it, is a very different take to Dark Heresy. It's more like Dungeons and Dragons. Roll some dice, have some fun, here's some extra quirky mechanics to kind of like keep the players interested. It's great, don't get me wrong, but it's a shallow system designed to be easy to pick up and play, easy to have fun with friends, easy to teach to new players. It doesn't have as much depth and complexity to allow for a 16-month campaign of grueling grit and perseverance against the odds. You thought Fantasy was Wrath and Glory? No. Fantasy is a D100 system. Fantasy is a D100 system. Dark Heresy and Warhammer Fantasy evolved side by side until the latter editions of Fantasy, which overtook Dark Heresy, but Dark Heresy never continued, and that is where we find ourselves today, lacking a Dark Heresy 3 and 4, whereas Warhammer Fantasy continued to evolve. So we'll go back to our action economy. Attack, shoot, aim, move, called, skill, ready. Okay, we'll just call it ready for now. Grapple, reaction. I might call it extra reaction. Dive for cover. So I'm actually tempted to let players gain an extra reaction using one of their 3. I actually think that will work just fine, because it is one of my gripes. And you can get skills that give you extra reactions in Dark Heresy, but it's so easy to just have one dodge and then you're dead. So I think it's very reasonable to allow a player to dedicate some of their energy to dodging multiple attacks, as long as there's some sort of expense. So, gain reaction. Okay. Gain reaction, dive for cover is basically a variant of dodge. And parry is, yeah. Dodge, parry, gain reaction, dive for cover. Okay, yeah, I think that's fine. So we can do a little blurb on each. Aim is basically... I mean, aim is technically the same as ready a skill. So, ready / aim. I'm gonna group them into the same category because people often forget about the ability to ready a skill as well. So you could ready parry, or you could ready ranged black powder, or you could ready intimidate. You could ready anything. Plus 20 to the next offensive or utility skill. Okay. Grapple and skill interaction is just basically roll the damn dice. Cooled. How are we going to do cooled shots? So it's minus 20 to hit, but guaranteed. Target selection. Target location selection. We'll just put that for now. I'm not 100% sure as that will be the way to do it, but I need to actually look at the cooled shot mechanic. Plus 20 to dodge. A dodge roll, but gain the prone condition. And could we do move from cover? That's one of those rules that's kind of in Dark Heresy, that is a kind of good rule, that you can move slowly from cover. You could call it like careful approach, something like that. It's effectively you go from cover to cover in a cautious manner, so you effectively gain the protection of the cover while doing it. But I feel like you could then just say, well, that's just a skill check of like dodging from cover to cover or athletics from cover to cover. I don't think it's needed. Equip ready item. I think we're just going to leave it as this for now. I will obviously type them up and make them a little bit neater, but can you guys see any potholes in this? I guess one thing I would need players to know is that they'll need to know this any skill, and that could include athletics if a player wants to move further. They can't move twice, so you can't run twice, but you could move and then use a skill. Or how about this? If you wanted to go as fast as humanly possible and use all three, you would move, you would then ready your action, your athletics, and then roll athletics. So all three of your action economy go into one thing, which would be giving you a higher chance of success than just doing two of them and shooting your gun as well. So I like the idea of this. I think it's cool. I think the three options works kind of well. And it also means you've got the opportunity for an opposed skill test before you attack. So you could run at someone. I guess you could say charge is move, run, charge. So you could run at someone. First, you could do a skill to gain an advantage. So you could do an opposed persuasion versus intuition. That will gain you an advantage because you can't attack twice. You've gained your advantage and then you could attack. It's pretty cool. What would be the benefit of doing that over readying an action for plus 20? Well, if they had advantage and you were charging in, you might be better off rolling a skill you would have a high success rate with if you were really good at charming someone. Yeah, I think this will work. Why not movement, then action as a movement to signify a sprint? Well, that's the skill use, is to kind of turn it into a sprint, and then that would prevent you from being able to sprint to something and then operate a control panel in the same time. So you couldn't do an athletics test and then a tech test at the same round. So I kind of like keeping it where it is, because it prevents multiple skill tests being done per round. Otherwise someone could sprint to the objective in the first round, and straight away after sprinting they could hack a control terminal, which to me seems like a stretch. So I think the sprint being a skill is fine. I mean, it's still an action, it's one of your three, but yeah. Running isn't sprinting, I would say. Running is a jog. So on the character list, basically your run would be 16 yards. Or 16 yards. So it's not that crazy. A sprint could carry you to 32 though, so I think that'll work. Okay. You used your action and a movement for a hack. I don't know if you missed this, Thorg, but slight change of plan. We no longer have the movement and action system. You have 3 actions. You can do 3 things from this list, but none may be repeated. That's the new system. So apologies, I haven't got you up to speed yet, seeing as you're one of the players. But slight change, and I think it will allow things to be a little bit more dynamic, because I really want to avoid like the static fights. I want you guys being creative, and a lot of the D100 systems I find a little restrictive in that sense. So action and movement will be, everything's just an action basically. Anything from this list here on the screen, I know it's tiny font, but anything on this you can do in any combination. So you can run into combat, you can ready an action, and you can attack all in the same round. Absolutely fine. Or you could run into combat, you could attack something and then ready a skill to either gain plus 20 to your defense or gain an additional defense. Yeah, I like that. I think that'll work just fine. Good luck running away from anything. Well, everything has guns, so I actually think this is looking like a completely fine system. I need to see how it plays. I've got problems with the weapons at the moment. We need to speak to Moo Man about that, because basically unless we can use floors on projectiles, I'm going to have to make all of the guns again. It's 40k, you're not running into anything. You can't be a coward. You have to be a hero. And gene stealers aren't that scary, really. You could just give them a hug and become one of them, or a meat smoothie. So okay, so that's okay. Let's look for. Should we look for a Dark Heresy crit table, just to kind of polish off the evening? Dark Heresy to crit table. You were a hero last time. Critical rolls. Dark Heresy 2. Okay. Energy damage. Body. Head. Oh my god, there's so many crit tables, isn't there? Explosive. Okay, head, leg. Impact damage. There we go. Right. Okay. Wow. Okay, we've got some work to do now. Let's go. If I put that on here, we bring this over. Oh my word. Okay, we've got lots to do. This is what I'm working with. So, where's impact? Explosive? I don't want explosive. I want impact. Okay, how bad do these look? The strike leaves a deep bruise, possibly causing minor fractures in the arm. The target suffers 1 level of fatigue. Okay. Oh, wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 plus? What? Why is that? Does it do an extra D10 damage? I forget how the crit system works. Ah, God, have they got D10 instead of D100? Okay. Okay, these crits aren't going to work. These crits aren't going to work. No way. We're just going to have to go with retyped Warhammer Fantasy crits, because this is... a D10 is just too repetitive as well. Yeah, okay. Like, how many crits do we have here? Critical... We have... I mean, we don't have a ridiculous amount. Yeah, okay. I think if we expand it a little bit to like 15 on a D100... Yeah, exactly. There's so many crit tables in this field. So many. I'd be very tempted to just import them. To just simply import them. So I've got them here. Someone out there must have made them in a JSON table. Surely. Let's have a look at some of these. So you've been hit in the leg. Let's roll a 6. The concussive force of the blast shatters the target's leg bones and splits apart flesh. Suffers 1d10 levels of fatigue. Jesus. The leg is useless until he receives medical attention. The target must make a challenging +0 toughness test. If he fails, he suffers the lost foot condition. And that's from the roll of a 6. Jeez. The explosion reduces the target's leg into a hunk of smoking meat. No, the target must immediately make a challenging toughness test or die. If he survives, he suffers 1d10 levels of fatigue or is stunned for 1d10 rounds and suffers from blood loss. He now suffers from the lost leg condition. Wow! Okay, how much damage past 10 a hit does on a Righteous Fury, or if the target goes below 0 wounds? Okay. Yeah, I don't know what to do about this. I could have a really simple system where if you suffer 5 damage past 0, you know, after your toughness and armor, etc., then we'd just simply reference this table to see how screwed you are. But I think I prefer the fantasy version. I think I do. I'm not 100% sure though, but then this just seems really... Yeah. Let's have a look. The detonation leaves the target's face a bloody ruin from scores of cuts. Permanent scarring is very likely. The target suffers 2 levels of fatigue, must make a challenging toughness test, or suffer 1d10 points of perception and fellowship down. Oh, wow! Ain't no one damaging stats permanently? Is this Dark Heresy 1? No, this is Dark Heresy 2. Good lord. Yeah, okay. Well, Warhammer Fantasy definitely has the upper hand here because I mean, obviously one is shooting bullets and the other is not, so you're gonna have a worse time in the system with guns and bolters and las cannons. Fair enough, but let's have a look. I'm not sure about this. I need to have a little think. I think I'll retype the fantasy ones to be a little more intense. Bleeding hand. Yeah, so if we go like... crit. Table. Okay, let's go crit arm. Crit arm. Let's do a few crit arms. So let's have a look here. Oh, good lord. Okay, so one of them's pretty nasty. 2 bleeding conditions as your arm is mangled. Gain 1 stunned condition and suffer a torn muscle. Wow, okay. Take a hard -20 endurance test or gain the unconscious condition. Wow, okay, so maybe fantasy is actually the bully of the two. The blow crushes your elbow. Sprintering. You know what? We could just use the fantasy bloody stuff. The fantasy crit table is pretty good. Yeah. What do you guys think? 1 bleeding condition till the wound reopens. I think the fantasy crits are fine. Yeah, okay, I've never played Only War, but yeah, it does seem like we might be missing some stuff. I think it's probably better to go with the fantasy crits. The only thing is you're kind of missing some of the explanations as to why a plasma crit would be different to a grenade crit, which would be different to a melee crit, etc, etc. I think if you have a little bit of imagination, though, you can explain why you could get a crushed elbow from a autogun shell, or shot rather, going clean through the joint, effectively crushing it. I think that's fine. Or in melee, it gets whacked. I think that's okay. I would like a different fumble table. So if we look at the oops table, I always feel like the oops table would really benefit from a melee and a ranged. Because I'd like the ranged to have more jamming options. Because it really doesn't, does it? It's more... your action suffers a penalty of -10. Kind of boring. Weapon suffers a damage. Weapon suffers a damage. Yeah. I would like more weapon jams, I think. Okay, I've got some things to keep me busy. Right. Guys and girls, I hadn't actually realised what the time is. I'm going to call it a night for now, and I'm going to get the weapons done by the time we speak again next week. So by the time I see you again, we will have... Let's load up to a more 40k backdrop and get rid of this doink for now. By the time I see you again, we're going to have 40k drugs. We're going to have... Well, the armour's done for now, all that we need. We'll have the rest of the guns done as well. And we'll have some tools and equipment, and if I can learn how to do a little bit of coding, or find someone that can tell me how to do it, I'll probably do weapon attachments too, because I think the best way to do them is to add them onto a character, rather than the weapon, and have them apply to the primary weapon. So it's not perfect, because if you change weapon you'll still have the attachments, but it's kind of like, well, it's the best we can do, and those things can apply effects to the character passively, which is fine. So that's the plan. Lots to do. I would estimate we'll start in 2 to 4 weeks, but honestly, it might be longer, it might be shorter. It won't be shorter. I lied. It definitely won't be shorter. But I am looking forward to it. I really am. And by the time that this sort of project has started to come together, I think it'll be good. I'll be able to share the tables with other people, and I will start formalising the rules. Although I do want to be respectful to Fantasy, I can't just copy and paste their rulebook, which is 50% of it I'm using. Same with Dark Heresy, so the rules will probably be a description of which rules from which system I'm using, and in situations where I'm not using the rules as written, I'll do a more detailed description of how it's different, because that way I can share a document with as many people as I like, and I'm not breaching copyright rules. One thing I can't do, obviously, is just mix the two rule books together, neither of which I own a copyright for. So I do want to be respectful there. But I think I could write a summary as to how the rules work by saying, for the purpose of skill tests, the Warhammer Fantasy rules will be used. For the sake of melee opposed tests, the Warhammer Fantasy rules will be used. When it comes to calculating damage, yada yada, these rules will be used. And I think that's probably the better way to do it. Really, it's just a case of describing where the rules differ, and it's actually not a huge amount. The cover system's going to have to be different. The weapon and the ammo system's got to have to be changed a little bit. The career system can kind of stay the same, but we'll come to that, because Big Boss is busy, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what he's up to, because he's been making some stuff. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Right, guys, I'm gonna go get some sleep. See you in the future. Oh, and I might be doing a little bit of Back for Blood next week on my other channel, just because new patch is out and I kind of like the game. So I do want to have some chill out time, probably on Back for Blood. Take care.